Hey everyone, this is Prime, and welcome back for another exciting episode of part 4 of the series Epic Treasures, where I go and talk about more vintage toys I found going through my parents' house. And let's get into this! Number 1, coming from the year 1985, from the world of the Transformers, Generation 1 by Hasbro, Perceptor. Perceptor is a trusted Autobot. He is a scientist and also a medical aid. So if you're an Autobot and you got sick, or not sick, but if you got damaged from a fight or something's mechanical going wrong with you, he's one of the guys that can help out. And if you're looking to find a cure for something or anything scientific, this guy is the guy to go to. Not only is he a robot and he has the smarts to be a scientist and a medical officer for the Autobots, but he actually transforms into a microscope. Unfortunately, he's not in the greatest shape, so I can't actually transform him into a microscope since the part of him, the scope, we don't have anymore. So unfortunately, I can't transform him. A little bit about Perceptor. In the show, there was an episode where they brought in a virus, a Transformer virus called Cosmic Rust, where in the episode the Decepticons leave Earth and they go to a planet called Antilla, which used to be an Autobot planet until it got affected by Cosmic Rust. And when the Decepticons went to that planet, they found this one ancient weapon. It kind of looks like a bee. You can see it on the screen there. And when they charge it up, it spreads the Cosmic Rust. And so anyway, later on in the episode, Megatron gets infected with Cosmic Rust when they get back to Earth. And they decide to capture Perceptor because of his smarts. He transforms into a microscope. He's very smart in finding a cure for anything. And he's forced against his will to make a cure. They actually already made a cure to preserve a lot of the Earth's monuments so they don't rust. And when Perceptor was able to get the cure from what he made before for the different monuments, he was able to restore Megatron and the Decepticons against his will. But then the Decepticons used that to bring in the Autobots and then force the virus onto them. But then later they were able to resolve it by Perceptor making another batch.
Very well. You've been infected by a metallic plague, Megatron.
Impossible! Only organic forms of life can be infected by disease.
This is a rare metallic infection. Legend has it wiped out entire races of robots, like the Black Plague did to humans. It's Cosmic Rust.
And then also he came with 2 guns that came apart. Not this gun. So Perceptor I inherited from my brother. He's in pretty bad shape. He's missing a scope that allows him to transform into a microscope. He's missing his chest plate, which is when he's in microscope mode, it's the plastic part where you look at the specimen through the microscope, right? He's missing also, you see here he has like a knob here. That's for the microscope when he's in transforms. He's missing on this side. This arm comes apart. The rest of the screw broke off and is somewhere in him. You shake it, you can hear it, right? His head over time will actually go down, and you have to bring his head back up by scrolling it up. If you were to buy Perceptor online, the cheapest that I could find on eBay was $49.99, That's US, but it's him not complete, like not in the box, right? If you were to buy him brand new in the box on eBay, the most expensive I could find was $499.99 US.
And as the battle between the Autobots and the Decepticons rages on, Megatron creates triple changes, the most evil Decepticons of all. But the Autobot scientist Perceptor is ready for anything. Introducing Perceptor. From a working microscope, he transforms into a robot.
The Transformers!
And triple changer Blitzwing transforms from tank to plane, and from plane to robot.
Triple changer! Autobots, stop him!
The Transformers!
He's so acceptably from Hasbro.
The next toy coming from the year 1985, Series 2, from the world of Transformers Generation 1 by Hasbro, Powerglide. A little bit about Powerglide. Powerglide, he's the type of guy that he loves to have fun, he loves to do stunts, he likes to go to the extreme, but have fun, especially in the air, because he is an airplane, so he loves to do stunts. He is similar to Bumblebee as the fact that he is good friends with the humans. There's been different episodes where he interacts with the humans, including the episode in season 2 where he fell in love with a human girl. And he's also been known to be a good, strong co-worker with the other Autobots. Powerglide is also known well to be a team player, and he's always dependable, though he loves taking risks. Even when he went with the Dinobots to Dinobot Island, and Dinobot Island was this lost island that got lost in the ages through history, and there's dinosaurs there and it's unexplored, and so he went with the Dinobots to explore, and he loved it because he could like fly all around and do stunts.
Where you going? Joyriding, little bee buddy. I'm in a cloud climbing mood. Watch me. They don't bother me. I got too much pizzazz for them. Nothing to it when you got the zap.
A little bit about the toy. If you would have got him back in the day in 1985, he would have came with everything you see here. He has no accessories at all. Just like this, but different. Why I say different is from the experience I've had with him, which I inherited from my brother again. And his wings are broken. I'm not going to transform him just because he's in pretty bad shape. I actually use, if you can see on the screen there, or if I flip the back of it, I have a red paper clip that is joining both wings onto his body, because the metal piece that's supposed to be in between the body and the wings, I've lost. So to make him kind of look like his normal self, I used a red paper clip to keep his wings together, right? When looking on eBay, the cheapest I could find him in complete condition was $9.99 US, but not in the box. And the most expensive I could find him complete in the box, the Japanese version, the Takara version, was going for, in the box, $488 US.
Hi guys, can I skate with you?
Nah, you're just a girl.
Powerglide! Aren't you jumping to conclusions? Let her try. You might be surprised.
Okay, but
Thanks!
wow, look at that! All right!
Remember, don't judge people till you give them a chance.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
The Transformers!
The next toy coming from Marvel, from Toy Biz in the year 1995, Spider-Man. Not just any Spider-Man, this Spider-Man came with this box. I actually used to have the plastic and what the accessories that came with it. He came with a video called Night of the Lizard. Now, initially when I got this guy, this Spider-Man, the video that came with it was the Night of the Lizard from which was the very first episode of the 90s Spider-Man show. But I was not able to watch it. I was really upset back in the day because the VHS was not an American standard videotape. It was a PAL videotape. For people here that don't know what PAL is the European version of the VHS in North America. So the video would only play on European VCRs and not the North American VCRs. So, as a kid, I was really annoyed with that. Unfortunately, I don't have the video or the plastic anymore. But like I said, I have the card, and I kept him in really good shape, just because he was in plastic for so long. Because when I found out I couldn't watch the video, I just put it all back in the box. And then I forgot about it until I found it again. But unfortunately, I don't have the video anymore. I threw it out. I should have kept it, but I was like, I can't watch it unless I go to Europe, right? When looking online to see if I could find the same toy and the packaging, I was able to find only one on eBay, and he was going for $164.95 US, complete, still in the package, with the video as well.
What's it like being Spider-Man? Your history. Out of control! So who's on my tail this time? There's only one way to find out. Danger! Weave a web to catch evildoers. Swing into action with Spider-Man.
Crime, my livelihood.
And get wrapped up with crime-fighting fun. There's web in your eyes. What are you waiting for? Swing into an awesome Spider-Man adventure Saturday morning on Fox Kids.
So a little bit about the episode that came on the videotape that came with this guy. It was called The Night of the Lizard, like I said previously. And Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, he's in college, university, and he has a teacher named Dr. Kurt Connors, and he only has one arm, and he's been doing experiments on his arm to regrow his arm by testing on lizard DNA, because lizards are able to grow back their limbs. He was able to grow back his arm, but it turned him mad, and he became a humanoid lizard. And so Peter Parker, Spider-Man, had to stop him and then help him become human again to reunite with his family.
Look, subway repairman, missing. His friend says the lizard got him.
Boss, I got those names of the scientists who work with reptiles.
Good. Then you can interview him for background.
Right. Closest one's at Empire State. Name's Connors.
Dr. Kurt Connors?
You know him, Peter?
He's one of my teachers, Mr. Robertson. He's an expert in recombinant DNA and reptile mutagenics. He's also a genius.
Yeah.
The next toy is actually a collection of 7 different toys, technically. When I was a kid, at many different grocery stores, they would have 25-cent gumball machines. Nowadays, I don't think they're that popular with COVID happening. But back in the day, you were a kid, you had a quarter, that was the thing to do. And so, for this video, I'm presenting you with 7 different ball caps. I'm not sure if anybody here watching the video is baseball fans, but if you are, the teams that I'm going to show you from the baseball caps, if you could comment in the comment section and let me know what's your most nostalgic memory of each team, or if you follow the team. So, the first team was the San Diego Padres.
Commitment. Hard work. Love of the game.
The next team was the New York Mets.
Hey, Beltran's up.
Hey, come on, Carlos, hey!
Come on, C-Dog! C-Dog, little Bengal, baby!
Yeah!
The next team, which is my favorite of this collection because they're Canadian and they're also no longer around, so, well, they moved to Washington. if that's a hint to anybody there. My favorite team was the Toronto Blue Jays, but unfortunately the Blue Jays weren't one of these baseball hats that I got from the 25-cent gumball machine. I always find the Montreal Expos in my heart because they're the only other Canadian baseball team that's been in the Major League Baseball. And unfortunately they're no longer around.
The summer. The heat.
And the Expos. Not bad. El Presidente, he's really perfect.
So come on out and see us all at the Big O, because when it's summertime... It's Expo time!
The next hat is the Kansas City Royals.
It's a crispy, refreshing feeling. Crispy, clear, and light. Clear and clear is turning 7-Up. And it sure feels right. Feeling like it's ever 7. Feeling 7, ever, ever. 7-Up.
Mr. Brett, maybe you ought to choke up on the bat. It might help. It helped me.
7-Up, I'm feeling.
The third last one is the Colorado Rockies.
The Colorado Rockies. Baseball at a whole new level. For season or group tickets, call 303-ROCKIES.
The second last one is the Philadelphia Phillies. And the Philadelphia Phillies gave my Toronto Blue Jays a run for them back in the early 90s when the Jays won the World Series and they actually had to play against the Philadelphia Phillies.
That group there came back strong in Game 5. Surely you've heard the old saying about playing them one game at a time.
One that would win the World Series is at first, and Joe Carter is the batter.
Here's a pitch on the way, a swing and a belt. Left field, way back. Blue Jays win it.
And the last one is the Baltimore Orioles.
Come to Birdland. Everybody play.
So once again, if you're a fan of any of those baseball teams or you have any memories, it doesn't have to be from the 80s or 90s or before, but any memories growing up of those baseball teams, feel free to comment in the comment section. I love to hear it. Besides collecting vintage toys, I also love following baseball and a lot of the different sports, especially back in the day. But I love to hear from you. When I was looking online to see if I could find any prices or if you could find any of those ball caps online, I did find one eBay auction and the guy was selling 51 baseball caps. And so there were doubles because there's not that many baseball teams in the Major League Baseball. But he was selling it for $29.99 US. So that was interesting, to say the least. If you look at the bottom of the hats, you can't really see it, I don't think. But it says Lorica. L-R-I-C-A. I tried to look it up. I couldn't find any information online. So if you're familiar with these hats from 25-cent gumball machines, found in many different grocery stores. For me, it was IGA. And if you're not familiar with what IGA is, it's a Canadian grocery store that nowadays is only found in Quebec, but it used to be in Ontario. The next toy coming from the year 1992 from Tiger Toys is Madcat from the Inspector Gadget toy line. I was also, like many of you probably are, or were, fans of the original Inspector Gadget from the 90s. Not too big on the newer incarnations of Inspector Gadget, but back in the day, I did collect a bunch of the Inspector Gadget toys, including, like I said before, Madcat. And so Madcat, he is Dr. Claw's pet cat. And so every time on the show, when you see Dr. Claw, all you see is the back of his chair, and you see his hand, which is a metal hand, petting his cat, Madcat, and sometimes when he would get upset and because Inspector Gadget foiled his plot, goofingly, of course, in Inspector Gadget fashion, he would slam the desk, and sometimes a Madcat would get in the way. There was one time, though, that Madcat was ahead of Dr. Claw because he knew he was going to get upset. So he actually put a glue on the desk, and when Dr. Claw slammed his fist against the table or the desk, his fist got stuck in the glue, and then Madcat would go like he would like laugh, right? But yeah, he also, when he's not upset, he would like pet and cherish his cat like any cat owner would, even being a mad overlord, crime boss, right?
You can't stop me, Gadget. I'll make millions with my magnificent milk monopoly. Madcat, what are you doing? Again!
Another note about Madcat, his arch nemesis was Brain. Brain was Inspector Gadget's dog, and I mean, you know, cats and dogs, they all hate each other, right? So they kind of played with that a little bit in the show as well. So back in the day, back in 1992, if you were to get Madcat, you wouldn't have got Madcat by himself, but with Dr. Claw. And it would have came with Dr. Claw with his face that was never shown on TV, unless you watch the movies later on. But in the original series, Dr. Claw never showed his face, so you never actually seen what he looks like. So in toy, he looks like this old mad scientist guy. As you can see on the screen, which he would have came with Madcat. From my memories, I actually owned him. I didn't inherit him from my brother. I actually bought him from a store called Giant Tiger. And if you're not sure what Giant Tiger is, it's like a cheaper version of Walmart, basically, up in Canada. Fairly well known in Ontario and Quebec in Canada. Great, it's a discount department store. That's why I said it's similar to Walmart, but cheaper and on the lower end. But growing up, I mean, where I lived, Giant Tiger was pretty much in our backyard. Same with IGA, or now known as Foodland. Actually, Foodland is no longer there. They moved to another spot in the town that I grew up in. But Giant Tiger's still there. And so Giant Tiger has a big place in my heart. Unfortunately, I couldn't find just Madcat by himself on eBay. But if you look, you can probably find him with Dr. Claw. Actually, I did look for Dr. Claw too, but I couldn't find Dr. Claw with Madcat. So, yeah. So that's something to look for, right? As vintage goers, right?
Claw's gonna blow up the police station.
Go, go, Gadget skates!
Look out! Jump! Go, go, Gadget legs!
Wowzers! Go, go, Gadget copter!
Made it in time! Take this, Gadget! It's a bomb! I'll handle this!
Collect all the Inspector Gadgets and friends, each sold separately, new from Tiger.
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
And the last toy, which is two different toys I'm going to talk about at the same time, comes from the year 1985 from Tommy from McDonald's, the Commandrons. Motron was the first one of the two that we got from McDonald's. I can't remember if I got them or it was inherited from my brother, but the first one here is Motron, and Motron transforms into a car. And the second of the Commandtrons we got was Velocitor, and he transforms into a spaceship. So the Commandtrons, they didn't have a TV show or anything. McDonald's back in day one to compete with GoBots and Transformers, especially with Wendy's who did GoBots. So they came up with the Commandtrons. And they worked with DC Comics to make a storyline into a comic book, which you could have got with your Happy Meal with one of these guys. These are actually 2 out of 4 guys that you could have got. And yeah, and actually, when they're in robot mode or in vehicle mode, if you look, I'll just show this on this guy here, because the same on Motron as well. He has wheels right here, and there's this white little plastic. It looks like his belly button. And if you look at the bottom, he has these white little pieces right there. I'm not sure you can see. But if you wind back the wheels and then let go, in vehicle mode, either one of them, they would drive on its own. Or if you put them upright like this, they'll actually walk on their own. And I actually did a test, and they still actually work. Besides these 2 guys, there was 2 other guys that was made in toy, which were Magna and Celeridin. So all 4 of these robots were from the planet Havon, and they were fighting the evil, sinister Sylvester Slag. They were friends with the children of Havon, and these children would communicate and work with these robots, and they could actually communicate and drive inside of when they're in vehicle modes, which was pretty cool. Kind of builds the relationship, like, hey, I can talk to you, this robot, and when you're in vehicle mode, I can drive you. That's pretty cool, right? You know, like having a best bud who's also a robot to protect you against the evildoers that might threaten you, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. So back in the day, when you did buy these toys, they were actually 99 cents at McDonald's. So, you know, when you buy a Happy Meal, there was an additional 99 cents, and you could get this toy with a comic book. Any of the 4 toys, which was, you know, affordable and cheap, right? So, just like GoBots were. That's why originally I thought these guys were GoBots. So, Velocitor, I went online and I looked him up on eBay, and the cheapest I could find him, not in the box, was $5 US. And the most expensive I could find him in the box was $44.96 US. And Motron on eBay, the cheapest I could find him without the box was $4.99 US. And in the box, the most expensive I could find was $60.47 US. To transform Motron, it's pretty simple. You flip his face down, and then you flip, you can see here, his robotic claws or hands. You want to flip it up and then down. Same with this arm. Flip up and down, and then you just move the arms back like that, and voila, car mode. To transform Velocitor, it's pretty simple, just like Motron. You just move his head up, his claws, bring them together, and same with on this side, and then force his arms together, and then voila, he's in spaceship mode.
Attention, Earth parents! The Commandrons are here! The Commandrons, mighty robots that can disguise themselves as vehicles, fighting for goodness and right, if they can avoid the forces of darkness. Your job, help your children collect all 4 different Commandron robots, each one only 99 cents with any food purchase at McDonald's.
Kids, we must gather the Commandron robot team before it's too late.
Yeah!
Come on, let's go to McDonald's. The forces of goodness and right can always count on the Murphy family.
Well, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in and going through memory lane with me again as we go through my memories and history and going through nostalgia of when I was a child and of the toys that I had, and that probably brought back memories for you. So one thing I want to recommend, when you're looking for vintage toys, just remember to have fun, remember the good old days, and that's just prime.